Justin Trudeau goes on an unhinged rant about Alex Jones while Pierre Poilievre puts him in his place talking about misinformation and disinformation related to the carbon tax. We're going to get into those facts right now and set the record straight. Let's get into it.
Oh, yeah!
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Fringe. Justin Trudeau just can't keep his mouth shut. And anytime he opens it in the House of Commons, it just results in disaster. Today being no different. Now, before we get into today's video, I want to remind everybody that we're quickly approaching 30,000 subscribers on the channel. I'd love to do that before the end of the month. So if you're new to the channel and enjoying this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on your bell for notifications. Also, if you're enjoying the content and you're already subscribed, make sure to leave a thumbs up and a comment down below. It helps to push this video out. Justin Trudeau's cronies have been censoring these videos all week long. In fact, for about the last month, we need to get out there. So make sure to leave a thumbs up and a comment. It helps the channel exponentially. Now let's get into what we're going to talk about today, because boy, it's good. Justin Trudeau goes on an unhinged rant talking about Alex Jones and misinformation and disinformation, while also making some claims and comparing himself to legendary hockey legends. Well, that's a bad term, isn't it? Legendary hockey legends, legendary hockey stars. And we're going to get into all that. I'm tongue-tied, so let's jump right in. We got this tweet coming out showing Pierre Poilievre in the House of Commons today. Let's take a look at what went down and what Justin Trudeau's claims are. And, well, we got a little bit to talk about after that. Let's jump in.
The Parliamentary Budget Officer's report, which confirms 60% of Canadians pay more than they get back. The Prime Minister said, and I quote in 2015, Canadians need a PM who will meet with the premiers. What happened?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
While the Conservative leader continues with his misinformation and disinformation, the reality is the Parliamentary Budget Officer said that 8 out of 10 Canadians do better with our price on pollution and the Canada carbon rebate. But speaking of misinformation and disinformation, any responsible leader that receives an endorsement and support from proven conspiracy theorist and liar Alex Jones
I'm in control now.
would have immediately denounced that. But that's not what the leader of the opposition did. He did absolutely nothing, because those kinds of endorsements fit within his political strategy.
I mean, the Liberals, Justin Trudeau, I think he's a little jealous that somebody like Alex Jones would want to give a nod to Pierre Poilievre. But I mean, the claims are outrageous, and of course we all know the reality that when they say that 8 out of 10 Canadians are benefiting from this carbon tax rebate that's due out, I believe it's either April 15th or 16th, it's not going to do anything for anybody. In fact, most families aren't going to get it unless, of course, you live below the poverty line and make less than $50,000 a year as a family. Of course, Justin Trudeau makes it very clear how he thinks about people in this clip. From good old friend of the channel, Theo Fleury, ladies and gentlemen, the illegitimate PM of Canada in all of his glory, his admiration of China's basic dictatorship is coming to fruition. Let's hear what he had to say when he was in Calgary.
There are so many exciting opportunities for people who are thinking about the future, and I think that the federal government's role is in part to encourage people and incentivize people to think about the future, and yes, make it more expensive for people who don't want to think about the future and don't want to prepare for the future today. There are so many.
I know the audio was low on that, but does that sound familiar to anybody? Well, life should be more affordable for those who want to think like us, and it should be more expensive for those who don't want to get on board. Now, somebody could say this is being thrown out of context based on whatever he was talking about. But in reality, do you guys remember, I don't know, it wasn't too long ago that we were all locked in our homes and Prime Minister Trudeau was running for re-election and he was standing outside in Calgary once again yelling, "You don't want to get on a plane or a train and sit next to somebody who's unvaccinated. How do we tolerate these people? They take up space." This is not just a narcissist, but a dictator. This is exactly what a dictator looks like. I'm going to make life more difficult for you if you don't see the world through my eyes. But it doesn't end there. It doesn't end there. Justin Trudeau goes on to compare himself to Wayne Gretzky, of all people. Says his policies towards Alberta are a genius. He has nothing to offer Alberta. He's done nothing for Alberta but shut our production down, shut down our main export, and put thousands of people out of work and tax us to death. I mean, but he's taxing every province to death. Let's take a look at him comparing himself to the Great One, who he certainly is not.
And seeing where the puck is going, well, we can talk about a great Edmonton Oiler who did a very good job of that for many years. I know we're not going to get too many Oilers fans here, but the Canadian genius is to go where the puck is going, not where it is right now. The world is changing, and Albertans can and should be at the forefront of that. And that's exactly where I'm going to be always, with an outreached hand and partnership to build.
His hubris knows no bounds. This man is an incompetent buffoon, and his opinions of himself are overflowing with narcissism. I don't know how he could possibly talk. Now, he does the usual drama teacher spiel here with his rhetoric. He thinks so highly of himself. I don't understand if it's all an act, if it's a show, what is going on here, because Justin Trudeau just wants to... He walks the streets and he gets heckled and he gets booed by everybody. His numbers are in the toilet, yet he still thinks he's God's gift. I don't understand. Now, of course, he yells at Pierre poilievre how things benefit everyone. And of course, we know the carbon tax protests are still going on. This article comes from Danielle Smith, who called her meeting with Justin Trudeau. She asked for a sit down, said the premiers, 7 out of 10 premiers were against the increase of carbon tax. It's punishing Canadians. They're not able to pay their bills. Justin Trudeau said, well, we had a meeting in 2016, 8 years ago. So we're not going to have a meeting now. We don't care about what you think. We don't care about the fact that you can't afford to live. Like Justin Trudeau said, we're going to make life difficult for those who don't want to view the world like we do. I'm going to remind everybody that if you watched my interview with Garnet Jennis earlier this morning, I've actually put out a letter to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's office, one to Crystia Freeland's office, and one to Jagmeet Singh's office. I'd love to have them on the channel. I'd love to ask them some of these questions, like a 3-letter one. Why? I guarantee you if they came on the show, I wouldn't be light. That's for sure. It would actually be worth getting your popcorn for. So I'll keep you posted. I'm pretty sure they're all going to be either no response or a full out no. But hey, whatever comes back, I'll definitely share with you guys. Let's get into this article. Protests erupted across the country against federal carbon tax. April 1st, the same day, it rose by 23%. In a letter to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, Newfoundland and Labrador Premier Andrew Furey called for an emergency meeting of leaders throughout Canada, arguing the program is too costly for his province and doesn't work as intended. But Justin Trudeau said that 8 out of 10 Canadians are benefiting. Instead, Furey is urging the federal government to make bold investments in infrastructure and incentives akin to the U.S. Inflation Reduction Act to drive consumers to change their habits. Today, a gas-powered truck drives fishing gear to the wharf in a rural Newfoundland and Labrador community. After April 1st, there will be an additional carbon tax, but that same truck must still drive fishing gear to the wharf, Furey wrote. There's no alternatives available, so the key intent of this policy to lower emissions is not being achieved at this time. It's the ongoing argument that I have that everything comes from oil and gas right now, and as much as I would like to be environmentally sound or more environmentally aware of what I'm doing to reduce any kind of carbon footprint, well, Canada has one of the smallest footprints in the world. You can still do things to make things nice. I'm all for that, but we need the technology. We need actual science to come in and fix the dependency on oil and gas. Trudeau responded today that while the price on pollution is rising, so is the Canada carbon rebate. Here he goes again. It's money in people's pockets if you're making less than $50,000 a year, which we continue stepping up the fight against climate change, Trudeau said in Ottawa. All those premiers that are busy complaining about the price on pollution but not putting forward a concrete alternative that they think would be better for their communities are just playing politics. Well, again, I hate to disappoint Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, but Alberta has some of the cleanest policies on earth for retrieving and refining oil. We have some of the safest, cleanest practices. And if Justin Trudeau is going to tell us that shipping things via rail is more efficient or safe or environmentally sound than using a pipeline, I'd be interested to hear his claim on that. The problem is that what the Prime Minister should be doing, again, is realizing Canadian oil and gas is necessary. And while we don't like any kind of pollutants affecting our atmosphere or infecting the environment, his policy just doesn't make sense. This is lining pockets. And of course, we all know that that's the true tax scam of this whole thing. It has nothing to do with the environment. But if Justin Trudeau was concerned about the environment, he'd be pushing provinces like Alberta to say, let's invest in that technology and tout it from the rooftops and convince the rest of the world, like India, China, other places that pollute the world all over, to adopt some of our policies, our technologies. We'll sell those technologies, raise our GDP. I don't understand why you're not wanting to promote the cleanest methods and saying, unfortunately, at this time, oil and gas is our only option. So we're going to be as safe and as clean about it as possible. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Again, if it's your first time here, I hope this video has earned your subscription. Make sure to join us on the channel this Friday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, at 8 p.m. Central for Friday Night Fringe, where we're going to talk about stuff like this. We're going to talk about other things that went on this week and a little bit of back and forth with the community. It's always great to chat with you guys outside of making these videos. I look forward to it every single week, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next one.